unless there was something else which you just wanted to bring up, we can get into the game.
Yep.
Okay. In that case, yeah, we will roll straight in now. So, would anyone like to just recap where we left off in the last game?
Sure thing. So the battle with the Yetis intensified as a huge hulking kind of alpha Yeti entered the fray, crushing a dwarf underfoot. Romok saw blazing with searing smite, invoked Vow of the vow, and delivered devastating blows to the beast. Locke unleashed a tidal wave, knocking another Yeti prone, while Hezekiah scorched enemies with his scorching ray. Amid the chaos, Jasper used Polymorph to transform the crushed dwarf into a giant ape in an absolutely killer move, turning the tide of the battle. Keck boosted allies with aid and cast Part of the Grave, weakening the final Yeti. Twin attacked bravely but was frozen and paralysed by the creature's chilling strikes. The battle ended with Romok cleaving open the final Yeti, and the party leveled up to level 9. The Polymorph Dwarf returned to normal and was healed as the group pressed onward with the Grateful Dwarves. Entering a dark cave, Hezekiah sensed a presence, which was a sleeping Yeti. Distinct in size and form, Locke quietly snuck forward and deduced that this Yeti was pregnant, but chose not to share this with the rest of the group. Unaware of this fact, Keck cast Silence, and the party prepared to strike this final beast while it slept.
Did I not share it?
No, not
You
really.
did not. You did not share. No, I've got that.
I think you might have done it with
Pretty
the dwarves who were with you. I think you were all together.
I felt like I shared it, but
I'm pretty sure you were like, I'm not going to tell the rest of the group because of the ethical dilemma.
well,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Please
remember you saying about
correct
above
me if
table.
I'm wrong, but I have that. I made a note. If I missed you telling the group, I apologise.
no.
The last thing I had there was very, very bold. Locke does not tell the rest of the group
I
that
must
the
have
Yeti is
thought
pregnant.
that
Right.
it's better. You guys don't. Alright.
So you did. I will say you did mention it to the two dwarves who were happy to continue because they needed to complete the job given them to rid the Yeti from the mountain.
Yeah.
So as you all start to move around and position yourselves, the two dwarves with you are taken either side, and silence has been cast upon the Yeti itself, so they are unable to hear anything. At the moment, the Yeti seems to be still sleeping, eyes closed. See that the body is moving up and down rhythmically. What do you want to do?
I'll just look at the others and just give a little nod, I guess.
Hezekiah and Twin, do you want to move yourselves into a place you feel being in?
Yeah, give me 2 minutes.
Yeah, I forgot that we didn't end with a start of combat initiative roll, so we're free to move right now.
We didn't yet get into the combat.
Mm-hmm.
It was all just discussion and positioning.
So is she awake or no? She's like lying down but not asleep, right? Or what did that leave out at?
She is laying down, eyes closed. She seems to be asleep.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've cast silence over her, so everything within that blue circle, there's no sound can penetrate or be made.
What are we thinking? Lachlan? Anyone else?
We just, yeah, just go in there and I'll do it, but I can't cast spells in there, so got to do it from out here.
So kill her is the thing you're saying, right? Just to be clear.
I think.
Yep.
Yes. The major problem here is that the Yetis are destroying this region, as the dwarves have told us. We've got to get them,
Yep.
just like anything else.
You're absolutely right.
So as the
Well-
two dwarves on the side start to move in a little bit closer. They've not done anything as yet.
Right, let's 3, 2, 1 and strike, right?
I think Jasper, being the bold halfling he is, will probably advance first. Just what's everybody waiting for? Let's get the job done.
I want to see this Yeti
And-
wake up and just yeet him across the pond. Drop silence.
So yeah, what I will give you is this is obviously a darkened room. There is no real light source other than the light which is trickling the entrance.
In
You
which
can
case,
hear
with
water.
Jasper lacking
And hit-
dark vision, will not advance without the rest of the party or a light source.
You can hear the water. You can't see it. There seems to be a bit of a void behind where she is.
Keck is readying a spell for the moment everyone does start laying into her.
Yeah, I'll ready a spell as well. And kind of,
Yeah. I'll draw out Astrafall.
Yeah, my 2 swords are drawn as well.
do a little 3, 2, 1. Right, on a count of 3. Everyone ready? 3, 2, 1.
Okay. So you will all get a surprise round. So if everyone could just roll as soon as I bring it up, initiative. Make sure you select yourselves here.
Oh,
Hey!
I don't think I'm going anytime
I think
soon.
I'm- I was
Well,
gonna say, I think I'm going last, but no, actually, Brother Keck is.
What are your rolls?
Jasper rolled a 25.
Wait,
Oh yeah, Woody, your one roll as a top 3.
Just the one roll, I hope, right? There's not more coming.
That was what we meant to see. That's the baby coming out as we hit it.
Oh no.
Smack the belly.
Oh shit!
what did Jasper roll? Sorry.
Jasper rolled 25.
Okay.
Does Keck actually get a turn rolling in 0.008?
Get a turn, it's just right at the end.
Trips and falls.
I think it skips you because you're not even a whole number. You just see a shell for the entirety of it.
Actually,
I've forgotten how are you rolling less than 1? I don't get the concept.
I've got a -1
You rolled
to
a 1.
dexterity.
It adds your dex attribute, like 8, to your modifier of -1 at a 100th rate, right? So that's how you
Right.
-1 plus
Okay.
0.08.
I get it.
By the way, how do you switch that off once again with with D&D Beyond? I know how to do it on just like a roll 20 based game. But
So D&D Beyond, on the Beyond plugin, right click, options, and then in there should be a... Oh, where is it? I don't remember what it's called.
You can tell me later or just write it out so we don't pull this up.
Yeah, it's fine. It's no worries.
Okay, right. If we could just start off then with Jasper making his attack.
Okay, so Jasper will run in and probably just whip out his rapier and just go straight for the fleshy bit of the Yeti.
You will also get advantage as it's asleep and prone.
Grand. Now I can see his sheet, but I can't roll from the sheet. I don't think. No.
Click.
So okay, bear with me. I'll have to type it into Roll20 and do it that way.
Yep.
So this is, I'm assuming, this is a +8 hit. Oh, that's a 14 on the first hit.
Is that with your advantage?
No. Oh, I rolled 2 6s. That's 14 with advantage both times.
Does not hit, unfortunately.
Okay.
Jasper in the dark is struggling a little bit.
So he'll curse himself and probably on his way past Roma, get out of the way, you big oaf. And then he'll take a second rapier attack. So bear with. That's a 23 on the first, just in case it gets a crit. 23.
Because it's asleep, it's unconscious, and so any attack that hits it within 5 feet is critical.
Is it asleep?
Well, the first attack will wake it up. So
We're not doing it all at the
This
same
one
time,
does-
though.
this one, you are all hitting. I'll let you have this first round. It'll all
Okay.
be quick. But this was definitely going to wake it up.
Can I?
Okay, so
Oh,
got one
can
hit
I
there.
do defensive? Oh, sorry, I'm rolling someone else. Can I do it as a defensive flourish as well?
Yep. Yep.
Is that right? That's something he has, isn't it? If a weapon attack hits, you can expend one of your bardic inspiration, deal extra damage equal to the number you roll on the dice. What's his current bardic dice? Does anyone know? I think it's a D10 at the moment. Is it?
Got it ticked
Maybe
off.
8?
Is it an
Don't
8
know.
at this level? Maybe it goes up to a D10 next one.
Maybe?
Where would it say? Hold on, let me ask him.
It runs off his bardic inspiration. Would that not be a certain amount he can use a day? And if so, how many has he used so far?
Oh yeah, it's a D8. Okay, cool. Mark that off. So with defensive flourish, find my way on someone else's character sheet. So it's 1d8 plus 7 plus a d8 for the defensive flourish. So I'll roll 2d8s.
And remember, with it being a crit, you get max damage plus whatever you roll.
Great. So that's an hold on. So that's an 8. So is it that plus 8 then?
Whatever his max damage he would get from
So his,
doing the hit.
hold on. His max damage is a d8 plus 7, so 15.
That's 15 plus 12.
So it's 15 plus 12. Okay. And then, if I'm not mistaken, that second d8, the 7, then goes on his AC with the defensive? think.
You'd have. It's,
Let me double check. You can also add the number to your AC until the start of your next turn. So, yeah. Just as AC goes up by 7.
okay, you're also going to need to move Jet, or you can't move Jet.
I can't at the moment. No, I don't have.
I will.
Right, let me
I'll
just
throw
throw
you
this on
his.
here.
I'll throw you control of him as well. Actually.
Thank
Okay.
you.
There
Yeah,
you go.
so I'll say he's there.
Yep.
So, let me just double check. So, damage equals the number you roll on the Bardic Inspiration dice, which was 7. Yeah, you can also push the target. I'm guessing because he's ginormous, probably can't do the push. Or can he?
Jasper, the smallest member of this party, is not going to have much help moving her.
Okay. Okay. And I think unless I'm missing something, I'm not sure whether Matty's actually listening in at the moment, so he can.
Be biting your ear off.
If you
in a
are
minute.
listening, Matty, and I'm doing it wrong, then sorry. Then
You did it wrong.
Truly.
I
Hezekiah.
think. Yeah, that's it.
Brilliant. Hezekiah, what would you like to do?
I was going to cast a level 2 Scorching Ray at her, which is 3 bolts. Throw that up.
Yep, go for it. Go for it. Okay. So, first one hits, second one does not, and the last one does as well. So 2 of those are going to hit.
All right, so 17 fire damage. Wait a second, hold on. So she used to be asleep and unconscious, but now she's just prone. So I think I should be making these a disadvantage thing. Is that right?
No. This is all. You're all hitting her at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
You'll still get the critical on these.
That only applies to attacks within 5 feet, like melee.
Okay, that's fine. So it's
I-
2.
Advantage, though, sorry. So let me re-roll that second one.
It's only 6 every time.
Okay, so that's 22 fire damage.
You watch as the flames slam into the side of her, the flames curling and burning the fur. Smoke immediately fills the area, make it even harder for Jasper to see. Next up, we have, unless there's anything else you want to do at all,
Just move back and that's it.
Aldrin is going to go next. To rush forward, bring down his axe right into her. And he brings it down, but he is just with the smoke from the fire hitting her. It goes directly into his eyes and stings his eyes, and he squints just at the last moment and just misses with his shot. It's just a spark. Rumok.
Yeah, Romok will step in alongside Jasper. I'll say he'll go there, and just gripping Astrothor, just swing and cleave. And this is with advantage, yes?
Yeah,
Or
go
is
for
it?
it.
Is it still with? Yeah,
Still with the
that's a natural 20.
Mm.
That's
Ooh,
2
yeah,
natural 20s. Oof,
Oh, you rolled.
nice.
Oh my god. That's
That's 2
fantastic.
natural. Yeah.
I don't think I need
Like-
mine, guess.
You can turn off that
You
cheat
watch-
plugin now.
You want
Romok
me
was
to
already
big?
fighting
for his attack, and as he comes in, you watch as the area around lights up as his sword glows blue, little motes of light drifting off it.
I also let me just double check. I think I have savage. Is it savage attack? I think I have. Well, either way, let me roll damage on this, and then I'll read my sheet properly.
Yep, go for it.
So it's full damage on the first. So flat. Oh, hold on. No, hold on. Oh god, what am I doing? There. Oh no, that's wrong because it's doubled. It's doubled the dice roll. And it hasn't done full damage. So bear with me. The first. So it was. Or has it calculated it here? No. Okay. So it would be full damage, which is 2. Oh god. So 2d6. So 12 plus 5, 17 plus 6 plus 3. 17, so 23, 26. Yeah, 26 plus 5, 31 damage. on the first
Whereabouts
hit.
were you striking? Would you say?
So whereabouts? What am I
Whereabouts
striking?
were you striking?
I don't know. Probably just something vulnerable. Kind of. Is he laying on the floor, just sort of in the
Well,
back?
her head is over near Aldrin, over here. So
Oh,
Splitter.
I don't know. Probably. Yeah. Oh, I hate this. I hate this. But it's probably going to be in the sort of fleshy kind of hide in the sort of side, I reckon. So I mean, I'd say, oh, I'll
you're,
target his legs, her legs, but that doesn't make sense.
you are
I'm probably
basically
going to
down
go
near her
around the
leg,
chest and stomach. I'm
and
probably going to
that
be around sort of here,
yeah.
kind of in the ribs, I'd say. Yeah.
Well, the way she was sort of laying, she had her arm draped just across the side there. And as you bring Estrafel down, the blue glow and the little light motes just flowing off it as it streams through the air. You all watch as Roman brings it down and just severs her forearm, and the hand just drops to the ground, letting out a scream and bellow.
Which no one can hear.
A silent bellow, exactly. But yeah, you've taken off one of her limbs.
God. I will bring round Astrofall for a second swing.
Uh-huh.
Is this one because she's still prone? Is this still advantage, or is that gone now?
She is still down. Yeah.
So it's still advantage.
This is all happening within the first 6 seconds. Surprise round.
Blimey.
You've all hit
That's
it.
only a 14 to hit this time.
Mhm. That one does not make it.
Okay.
Okay, Ovron is going to aim his crossbow and fire into the small of her back. And he just managed to make that one land. Doesn't seem like this one landed too well. It managed to puncture the fur and the hide. Not do too much. Locke,
Hello.
you're on.
Obviously everyone's wailing on her. In comparison to how much damage the others took, how bad is she looking?
She is looking. She's still got a good bit of fight in her, but she's definitely taken some very heavy licks. And like I said, she's lost one of her hands.
Okay, I'm gonna go to like cast a spell, and I see kind of Romok actually like destroy her like ribcage area. I'm just gonna like let it fizzle and just kind of just watch in shock as I kind of know what is going on.
Okay.
And that'll be my go. I'll just like half cast a spell.
Twin.
Okie dokie. So I'm going to move in next to Romok and just get everyone else's done. Just wail her with my swords.
Roll your attacks.
Does that come through? I haven't done anything. Yeah.
With advantage, yeah, that is a hit.
Oh, with advantage. I'll do another one just in case I get crit. So that's a that.
Well, it comes through as a crit anyway. Don't forget.
What's that? Sorry.
It would come through as a crit anyway. She was unconscious at the time because all these attacks are happening at the same time.
Okay. Have I rolled damage? Yeah,
So
11.
Damage is 11. So what was your max damage?
1d8 plus 4 is 8, 9. 12.
Okay. And your next attack? Ooh. Yeah. Go for it.
1d8 plus 3.
Whereabouts were you attacking? Down by the feet as well, really.
Yeah, just tickling her toes. I'll like
it's a rape.
while I slice, I'll try and like cut the Achilles so she couldn't. If she does withstand all this bombardment, she won't be able to stand up.
And you do indeed do that as you just pierce the rapier down behind the back of the foot and just flick it out. You watch as the Achilles tendon just snaps and blood just splatters across, all silently. Brother Keck.
I mean, being where I'm
Yeah,
stood, would I have noticed like Lachlan not doing his spell?
He is stood behind you essentially. So, would you be looking forward or back?
Probably just focusing on what everyone else is doing at the time. I suppose it's all happened at once. I can understand.
I mean, if you think you would be looking around, you can do a perception roll. You can glance around. You would notice that Locke did not cast.
Locke, what's wrong?
Can I respond?
You can respond.
Oh.
Nothing. Carry on.
I don't know if I can do an insight on that because I've got a passive insight of 17. I've got a passive perception of 17, so I'm quite a visual person.
Definitely some hesitation. Some unsuredness.
Is there anything you want to well at this?
That last bit again, sorry, Woody. Broke up.
Am I still breaking up? I thought it.
No.
It's like, for me, you're cutting out every now and again.
Yeah. I don't know why. I thought I'd adjusted my settings. Was there anything else which you wanted to do in your turn?
If I've still got my action for a spell, I'll probably still commit to after.
You'd still have just one action. If you had two, you'd have just got one. Or your bonus. I'd say your bonus would be essentially talk and perception.
Okay, so for the main action, I will cast this little number, which, oh God's sake, Splay BTT. I need a con save. I'll just normal cast it as well. Oh, it hasn't.
A 14. What I need to beat.
Oh, I've done the wrong one there. There, hang on. It's 15 spell save. I'll just cast it properly. I put Bane in for some reason.
Oh, it's on.
One play.
No,
it is con. It is con. It is con.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, I put the wrong.
Yes,
I posted the wrong thing.
Okay, I wouldn't have. Yeah.
So that is 38 necrotic damage.
Okay. And you watch as the skin just sort of blackens. Even in the dark of this room, you can see it does get darker still, and almost like little pits and bubbles all sort of seem to start to sprout up in the area where you're focusing the energy. And you watch as the center of her body just starts to fall inwards and just crack and break and just disintegrate in, folding in on itself until her arm, now raised up, clawing in terror and agony, drops down, lifeless at her side.
And drop silence.
You're out. Two dwarfs start to move in, and Aldrin on the right here just prods at her with his axe, even though she's got a massive gaping wound now in her chest and abdomen, which is just sort of folding in on this top. He just double checks, raises his axe, and just brings it down on one of her horns, and it just seconds. He picks it up, and he turns to you and just starts talking, but you can't hear anything. And he nods,
I'll drop the silence.
nods over to the other dwarf, and he puts the horn in his pouch behind him. Silence drops. Well, hopefully that was the last of them. And two dwarves turn and they look around, and you can see that they are stood next to you. This little drop off down. They're looking down. Looks over. Nothing but water. Seems we managed it. I'd like to thank you all for your help. I don't think we could have done this without you. Even taking down one or two of them probably would have been a stretch for the two of us.
Yeah, well, we know how important it is to do this, so quite all right.
And now we have our proof and our trophy as well to take back. May they be rejoicing, and may there be comfort for the widows, the hunters before us.
Well, do you not want to try and figure out why they came down this way? Is it not worth, maybe following tracks or investigating a little bit more?
Well, I've got no idea what could have driven them down this far, but let's have a look. And the two dwarves start to examine around the area and looking around.
I take it in this cave is there much sign? Obviously, I'm not really like an animal person, but is there much sign that this is like a den? Is there like bones everywhere, or food, or I don't know, pets?
You could roll a survival or a nature check.
I'll do a nature.
So the two dwarves looking around, they're sort of scratching their heads a little bit. Can't really spot anything. Both of them seem to be unsuccessful in finding any note. Locke, looking around. It's hard to tell. It's dark in here. I mean, obviously you can see, but
Not fully, yeah.
not amazing. You're not 100% sure. Obviously, there seems to be some evidence that she is bedded down in this area next to the water. But apart from that, not much that you can find.
Right. I will find Hezekiah, and I'll say, you're good with like animals and things. Any chance you could like figure out why they hold up in here and stuff?
Let me think about it. Why would they hole up in here? They're quite resistant to cold, so, but still, I mean, even they must want to spend some time in here. But should I make it like a nature check to just kind of think about it? I guess.
Yeah, roll a nature.
18.
An 18. Yeah, Yetis have known to be out in the wilderness, but also to have caves. They've sometimes even created living areas outside as well in the wilderness using trees and rocks and things. But it is definitely within their nature to reside in a cave if they needed to.
I say to Lachlan all of that and add, they also had some smaller ones with them. Generally, the smaller ones are less cold resistant than the larger ones, so I would imagine this would just be a good place to sleep. And perhaps hide from people such as us.
Yeah, perhaps it's the fresh water source or something, but it just confuses me.
Yeah.
I'll just
Now, their
look
kind
into it.
surely are just able to eat snow for fresh water, so while it must be nice to have non-frozen water, they're not lacking for water.
Maybe all the snow is yellow.
And they like it like that, adds a little flavor.
Yeah, are these rock formations or are these the dung piles?
They are essentially rock pillars going up,
Oh,
feeding
sure.
straight to.
And roughly how deep or high is this cliff to the water?
As you go and look over, it looks like it's a good sort of 10.
Can I pick up a stone and cast light on the stone and kind of chuck it down into that general area?
Yeah. Past. Like, how far does light spread on that?
I was pushing the
I think it's 30 or
20-foot radius and dim light for another 20 feet. So bright light 20, dim light 20. Up to 40.
Stone, and you just throw it into the water, and you watch as it sort of sinks down. It doesn't go too far, but that's about it. It just sits there. It illuminates slightly. You can see the water just churning through. Every now and again, there's a slight shape that goes between the light and you. But it's hard to tell exactly what that.
If I take a look at the shapes that move in the water, can I tell about how big they are, fish or maybe something else?
You could roll a perception check.
16.
With a 16. They look to be a couple foot, 2 foot, sometimes 3 foot long. They vary in sizes.
But
But
kind of like,
they seem to be moving as you might expect a fish might move.
but basically fish shaped.
Fish, yeah, or possibly like an eel or something like that. There seems to be no reaction from them at all, really.
Perhaps we have some blind cavefish down there, I say to the group.
Maybe that's what the Yetis were eating. Lots of nice fishies.
Now, Lachlan, is your water spirit still with us at the moment? Water elemental?
Yeah.
Guys, could he get down there and get back up? And surely he'd be okay underwater.
You just want me to send it in, or?
Well, I mean, mostly, could he get back up here?
What's his movement on the water element?
It's got a swim speed, so it's got a 90-foot swim speed. Other
Right, I
than
mean,
that,
my mind's just like Baldur's Gate 3 rotted, right? So I'm thinking of those elementals which have the teleport ability, right? But like the real D&D elementals, do they have that kind of teleportation or anything? Or no? I don't think so, right?
Not to my knowledge.
Yeah.
I would not be saying to be able to do that personally.
it can't teleport anyway, right?
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, because of the world and all that. Yeah.
So how far down is it?
It's about 10 foot.
I mean, it's made out of water, so I don't know. Well, I'm
I think
gonna-
it's stone, so it can't be that deep. We kind of can see things moving, and it's hit the bottom.
Oh, what are you trying to achieve with sending it in?
Check out what's down there, if it leads in either direction to anywhere interesting. If the Yetis throw anything of interest down there as well, would be good to know.
I mean, it's not a thing that I can look through.
Oh, okay.
It-
Right, I clearly don't know much about these elementals. Never mind.
I might have something else. Let me read my my spell book.
While they're doing that, is there anything growing in this cave, like being a herbalism kit? Is there anything I can retrieve?
Roll a perception.
Perception.
Perception or investigation?
Is it 23?
Yeah. You start to look around, and you can see there's some large clumps of sort of thick moss. There's a couple of small little mushrooms growing. They look like they are like a pale blue and white in colour. And they're quite small, but they're very small.
Can I
It's
collect
almost
a few?
hard to know. Start looking around. You can certainly go around and start collecting a few. Get yourself a nice handful of. We just put it down as these unidentified blue white, small blue white mushrooms. We've got about 10 of them.
Okay.
I think I've got something that I can do. If you want me to have a look in the water. I'll just use my manifest mind and create the spectral version of the book, and I can kind of see through it and control it. So I'll just summon it, and it kind of glows as well. So hopefully we can see. Everyone else can see what's going on as well.
Replica of Locke's big black wooden spellbook appears in front, just drifting gently. And you send it sinking down into the water, is that right?
Yes.
It drops down into the water, and you're able to see through it as if you were seeing through it. Normally.
Well, it just shares with me what it senses.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess.
Well, it senses.
I mean,
What's
it's
the
a lot of
description?
words. While manifested, can hear and see. It has dark vision with 60 feet, and it can telepathically show you what it sees and hears. So,
Okay.
I-
So it dips down into the water, and it's dark in there. can see it's just drifting down. There's a little bit silty. There's a little bit of silt floating through the water. It's slightly clouded, and it's churning as well because there is a number of small waterfalls just feeding into this area of water as well. You do see a couple of forms moving past. They look to be dark scaled. They look to be fish. Generally, I think there is also going to be a time when you will also see what looks like a larger, longer sort of eel-like one going through as well. You just move through, and yeah, you see a few fish there, and the water then continues. It all seems to be flowing to the north, and there's like a crevice which just sort of seeps through, and it goes through deeper in. It gets dark and darker when you get in there. It's completely out of light. The water there is then it's funneled through a small space. How far do you want to travel with it?
Not that far. Maybe I'll just kind of go as far as I can go with it, I guess. Which I think is like 300 foot.
Basically, you would be following this little underground river through lots of sort of turn tight gaps. You do see there are still fish present in this area, but there's not much more you can see other than that. You can tell that there's a lot of movement. It's going quite quickly. There's areas where it is incredibly narrow. There's areas where it's very wide. It's sort of low ceiling to floor. But it doesn't look like it's passable if you were to go down there.
Okay.
Now go the other way.
Yeah, I guess we'll check the other way, see where the water's coming from, see if there's a
The other
passage.
way, yeah, you travel up and you only go about sort of about 40 foot or so before you get to and that's kind of the end of it. It all seems to be flowing off to the floor.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just bring it back and it can just follow me for the rest of the time it's up.
One other
Which-
thing you would also notice in the water as you start just moving through it is around the area near where you're overlooking. There is a number of sort of bones collected at the bottom. They look various different sizes. You do also see elements of armor, weapons, and a bag, but it all kind of looks tattered and damaged.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just pass on that information and just be like, this is what I saw, this is what I found.
You said he's 10 feet high.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And then
Has
the water
anyone actually
itself is
checked
about
the
water
Yeti?
itself is about sort of 6 foot deep as well, maybe more, 6 to 10.
Has anyone actually checked the Yeti's body yet?
Nope.
Other than him taking the horn, I think that's what's happened.
Yeah. No, I think being so close and having kind of slashed it so deep, I'd just like to do a general, is it dead sort of thing.
You look at it and you can see it is definitely dead. You don't even need a check for that. You can see it's dead.
And how developed was the baby?
Give me a
Yes,
medicine.
Like, it's not gonna like, emerge at any point or anything, is it?
Well, Blight kind of sucked out all moisture, so I don't think there's much baby
Oh
left.
yeah. Oh god, that's horrible. Okay, no, I just didn't want any like surprises if we suddenly bed down and it like, claws its way out or anything.
I don't know about like
Because the-
humans or any kind of smaller creatures, but like like prey creatures like antelope and all those. You sometimes do see like like a lion or something has the antelope's like neck bit and it's definitely dead or on the verge of death, and it gives birth while dying. So who knows how that applies to yetis?
I'll give you this. When Keck cast his spell and the necrotic magic hit the body, it was around sort of the chest and the abdomen, and that is where it all sort of was caving in and folding in, and that is all black and dead. So
Mhm.
Okay.
you would
so,
say good chance that whatever was in there, if there was anything in there, is not going to be any good.
and the majority of the party will be none the wiser.
That's lot. So to let everyone know.
Mhm.
Probably better you don't know, to be honest. Bit peace of mind.
I guess I didn't do that perception check or whatever. I feel like Hezekiah could usually tell if a creature is pregnant or not with a look. I mean, while we're all standing around it, could I just do that check? Examining.
Yeah,
Was it a perception, nature, or medicine?
do a medicine check.
Or nature, yeah.
You got close, not right up close, but you were close enough to have a better view of it as it was laying there. You could see it now. You have a pretty good idea that it was probably carrying young of some sort.
Mhm. I say, well, we might have committed a 2-for-1 here. It appears this creature was certainly pregnant, at least before it was struck down by blight. I don't know the current condition of its innards, or how well a infant yeti could survive without all of its family helping it. But perhaps we should confirm this matter. By which he means like cutting the belly open to confirm if the baby inside is dead or not.
Jesus.
Is that what you'd like to do?
The dwarves would probably be the ones most interested in 100% making sure. But Hezekiah himself would rather not be the one actively doing this.
You said it.
They look over and they examine the body. They look down at this abdomen and this blackened area that's just caved in. And they say, it looks like it's dead to me. Anything in there doesn't seem to have survived. At least from looking out here. They look at each other. What about you? Do you want to carve it up? And the other dwarf looks back. I'm good. I just turn to look at you. Nod. I reckon it's dead.
Very well. I'll trust your
It
judgment.
won't survive for long.
Come back as the BBEG.
So kind of hearing that, guys, kind of like do a little prayer, like being lines of Unfortunately, by the time we knew it was kind of too late, 'cause we'd already killed half the ones outside anyway. So it was more of a mercy than having this defenseless child born and struggled on. He's now back in Car's embrace, and the cycle goes on.
And the dwarves turn to you as well and say, It had to be done. Yetis are a problem. If it wasn't for us, they would take out traders, hunters, and they might even launch attacks against the city itself should their numbers grow and they become emboldened. It was
Yeah,
kind
but
of
we
the day here before there was too many of them.
We still haven't actually found out why they've come down, which probably means there's a bigger thing at handy.
There is that, but I'm not sure what that could be.
Or
I can't spot anything here that could point towards what could have driven them down the mountain.
or perhaps food pickings were easier in these parts, and with this one being as plump as she was, maybe it just made more sense for them to relocate.
Hmm. Maybe it was maybe we can find a trail or something, see where they came from. Is that a good idea?
It sounds so very much.
Aldrin looks across. Aldrin, why don't you go and start having a look around? See if there's any other of any other Yetis around, or even where they possibly came down. He nods to him and hustles out.
Oh,
He's dead.
And he's gone. He leaves. He's a good tracker. He, if he can spot anything, I'm sure he'll find it out there.
I'm sure.
does anyone understand Yeti?
Understand Yeti?
Yeah.
What, you want to speak with dead?
Yeah.
I might have tongue.
I've got to speak with Dead. I've got tongues in my setup for when I level up.
No, I don't have tongue.
Oh, well. I'm sure most of the responses would have been, "You fucking killed me, you bastards."
You just can't pretend to be a Yeti. You dress up, put on the costume of its family.
So Aldrin turns to you as well. I'm going to go and have a look at the other bodies out there. Probably take a few trophies from those as well.
Right, well, be careful. We'll I don't know, we'll come out in a minute.
If we see anything out there, we'll let you know. Keep an ear up. And he goes on.
We're going to go sleep. Lie down.
Kind of noting from Hezekiah's extraction of venom from the big beast last time. Like, Hezekiah, is there anything you'd like to take a sample of this time? Similar to the dwarf's trophies, or for any kind of medicinal purposes?
I am not that well aware of Yeti physiology on the whole. I don't know of any poisonous substances, but maybe this is the time for another nature check or something.
You can roll a nature. Yeah.
13.
You know that beasts in general, they have their uses. Things like claws, horns, hides would all be useful for this. Possibly even eyes, but it's up to you. You can decide to take some blood if you want to. I'm not sure exactly what it could be useful.
Right, that's my same thing, right? Like the real construction material types, seems these guys have a good handle of that, right? I'm not sure what I would do, but horn. Sorry about that.
That's you.
So I'll abstain for now.
You wouldn't know what it would be used for, though. This is the first time any of you would have encountered a Yeti. In the areas where you would have been growing up, there was no sort of Yeti trade of Yeti parts, so it's all new to you.
No, not very local, are they?
I'm guessing we won't have picked up anything from Sylvester about butchering the meat of a Yeti either.
I mean, we've just seen the dwarf take a horn as a trophy. Is there some value in that we might glean, or again, Hezekiah
Figuring
made
it's
up
good to
tons of
let-
things?
I was figuring it's good to let them have it, as like reparations from the Yeti, kind of, like, and they know what to do with it. We don't necessarily know what to do with it. We're on more of a mission than like a resource scavenging attempt here, right? Because of the whole tower business and all that.
Yeah, dilly-dally about how to butcher a Yeti. Does anyone anything else to do then, or shall we?
Well,
Son.
should we maybe stay here for the evening?
And get that level up.
Sorry, I get the catch some car speed.
Is it like-
Right. I'm just
Feel
who
revitalized.
was looking over the cliff and saw the adventuring gear down here. I'm just wondering on the table whether it's accessible.
Well, it looked pretty beat up, right?
There was definitely damage to it.
I mean, I don't think it's going to be better than what you've got. It might give us some clues, though, which is very good thinking, which means we might be able to determine what.
I'm not looking for equipment lock, but it might help to know who was down there.
And there may
If
be
it's
some
just
loot.
to achieve, even if it's just to achieve some solace or some closure to some who may have lost people to this cat, to these creatures.
Are you going to find out who it is from a piece of armor?
Well, I have the name embroidered on it. Well, if we do as Locke says and have this fine rest, I have this strange tingle that I might have some way of fashioning us a nice way down.
Well, we could just tie a rope to something and then just abseil. It's only 10 or so feet, right?
Yeah, but you saw me.
10 feet.
You do remember me falling down that cliff on my shell.
Jasper speaks up vividly.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you don't have to go down there. We'll send someone a bit more nimble.
Let's hope that the aquatic life down there don't enjoy a good nibble. So is Romok
I'll volunteer. I'm strong. I can certainly hold a rope and lower someone else down. Or I can do it myself.
Who wants to do it then?
lower Jasper down?
I mean, he's probably the easiest one, right?
Unless Twin's quite dexterous in holding his own on it.
Yeah, but a cat in water.
Let me just.
What's the plan, guys?
I've just messaged Matty to see if Jasper would allow Romok to dangle him over a cliff.
Regarding the idea of taking a rest here, is it actually late enough in the day for that to kind of make sense? Like, we might want it just because of the cold, but is it late in the day?
You would have traveled across the bridge and then traveled a little bit. It's going to be into the afternoon, but it's probably not quite there yet.
And at the end of the bridge, do we have any idea of how far away the tower would be from where we got off the bridge?
Well, you did walk the tower, and it was about, I'm trying to remember, I think it was about a mile.
Yeah, we got off the bridge. Now there's a fork in the road. Going right was the tower. Going left was towards the mountains, and I think it's about a mile each way. From what I recall.
So you're sort of mid afternoon, moving towards the evening at the moment. So it's not. It would feel a little bit early still.
Right. It might make sense nonetheless just to get the rest and the level up in before the tower, because something might happen there.
Yeah, 100%. These two people that we're hunting down are, well, they're very powerful. So we should be fully rested and maybe after a nice meal as well.
Barbecued Yeti, anyone?
And of course, Jasper's too shy and cowardly to be dangled over a cliff. What was I thinking? Which when Jasper will turn around and go, "Who are you calling chicken?" I'm not gonna fear. I will take out a piece of rope and tie around his waist. And go on, you big lug. Just don't drop me. And Romark will grip the rope tight as Jasper starts to descend down the cliff face.
Toss him a guidance just before he goes down.
So Jasper is lowered down and finally reaches the water. Cast guidance on him. So he's happy to go under the water as well. Okay.
Yeah, I assume so.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's basically because I've effectively dared him and said he's too chicken, he's too cowardly.
Well,
Prove me wrong.
Sorry, carry on. I'll just say that I can help clear the water. That's all. So he won't have to be drowning.
Marvelous, even better.
Also, you can't really see.
Oh yeah. Well,
I can chuck him a stone down there.
Oh yeah, you cast light on the rock, didn't you?
Yeah, but press up there.
That light,
Cast it
that
down
light.
there.
Ah,
It's a cantrip. So I can do it again. It's not like it's
You light up another rock, drop it down.
Yep.
And the rest at the bottom of the water.
if you're going around here, it's like we see that much.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be fine. Enough light there to give him a good help. Locke, what was your plan to help out?
well, I could shape water, and just kind of like push the current around, so that he wouldn't be just pushed away. I could also do bigger if that wasn't enough.
It's roughly sort of 5 to 10 feet down in the water depth. So don't manipulate that volume.
Control water is not prepared. I will gently stop the current. Up to 5 feet, I can maybe make a little safety pocket.
Could your elemental do anything?
it'll just make things more wet, won't it? Let's be honest.
Well, Jasper is going to start to sink into the water now. Can you roll me a perception check? Or an investigation for Jasper?
Yeah, let me just double check. Yeah, okay, so it's a +1 mod. 11.
Do you want to use?
Oh,
Do you want to use the
guidance.
guidance on this?
Yes,
Yeah.
I will. Yeah, that's a D4, isn't it?
I mean,
13.
could I just kind of retcon something that I could have done as he went down?
Okay, what do you think?
Cast Sanctuary on him.
Okay,
So basically, if anything does attack him, they got to make a Wisdom save against my spell DC before they can touch him.
that's fine. A 13. Jasper. How long did Jasper hold his breath for as well? Be a little while.
I think it's D&D. It's like 1 minute plus your like con or something, but it's weird.
Okay, so Jasper is going to be down there for a little bit. There will be times where something swims into him, but it doesn't seem to be attacking. Seems to almost bump into him and just retreat. After a while, though, you feel a tug on the rope. Jasper signaling to be pulled up. Do you pull him up?
Yeah, pull him up, pull him up.
Yeah, I'll pull them
Dunk him.
Pull him up.
up.
He comes out of the water, spluttering a little bit. In his hands, he has a sodden, tattered bag. Brings it up and starts to open it up and go through it. So in the bag will be. It looks like there is a bone-handled skinning knife, a set of dwarven iron snares, to be 2 of those, and there's a flask of some kind of liquid. It's not labelled, so you're not sure what it is.
Thank you.
And there's a little bit of coin in there as well. Altogether, there is 96 gold coin. The last thing that you find in there is a pouch of like raw gems.
Well,
Oh, is that raw gems?
Yeah, it looks like there's a few different colours in there. Looks like there's some reds and blue.
I think we can guarantee Jasper just pockets them straight away.
Oh, 100%.
Jasper would pocket.
he's actually not selfish at all.
Yeah,
He's very, very generous.
Well, it will be hard for us to actually say how that's divvied up unless he's here. So I don't know.
I'm joking.
No, in all seriousness, I'm not sure what he would do there. I feel like I know he would keep it, but
Yeah,
you want to
probably.
send him a
Well, we
message?
can just say he keeps
Send
it,
him a
and then
message
he
and
can
ask.
always retcon
Yeah,
it.
I've messaged him about it. I'm asking whether he'd share. I'm assuming he wouldn't, but I stand to be corrected.
Imagine you keep the gold and the gems and be like, oh, it's just some hunting stuff here, have a look.
Yeah, you can always
there looks-
retcon it.
Yeah, there looks like there might have been other things in there, but they're too damaged to really assess what. So yeah, you got 96 gold, bag of mixed gems, raw gems.
Oh,
So can I
96.
just go back to the gold value? Was it 96 or 86?
96.
Right, I heard
Find it.
26.
He's finding more at the bottom of the bag.
Just to confirm.
Great. Thank you.
Do we have a rough value on the raw gems?
Is any of you have a history in that?
Oh, if you don't do that, that's fine. I just normally, like with D&D Beyond, it has a rough value of what these things are. But if we have,
Well, I mean, we don't know
So-
about them yet, right? So
yeah, that's fine.
I have some knowledge on stones and precious gems, but
No worries.
maybe Jasper will share with me in the evening when we cuddle up.
I've got that all written down, so I do know exactly how much that will be worth when it comes to appraising them. Should you do that? So don't worry about that. It will not be
Cool.
lost.
Do you have values for those mushrooms as well? Just for later.
Mushrooms, I have no value on them at the moment. No. I do have an idea of what they are, though.
I mean, value's just determined by how much people are willing to pay for them, right? So if you can get someone
Well,
to pay loads,
Something I need to do requires a certain value of herbs and other found plant life to make it. Basically, using a herbalism kit to make any potions or antitoxins, you need the relevant gold value of plant
I've got
material. And
I got
herbs.
some goat feed. I mean, we also have a druid in the party who might be able to aid.
Trips.
Yeah.
Where did we? Not here, right?
I didn't get a word of that, sorry.
Broken.
Sorry, I'm not sure where we found the mushrooms. Right? That wasn't in just this bag, was it?
No,
That bag.
In the cave.
He went foraging.
yeah, I went foraging and having a look around at any, like, plant
Right.
life.
I mean, I can take a look at mushrooms if you want any time. But in terms of going forward, do we want to take a rest in this cave? Do the dwarves want to stay with us? If not, do they want to be escorted back or something, or all of that? I think a rest in the cave is a good idea.
I think the dwarves went off to get more trophies, so they're probably doing their own thing.
They might also be dead.
We leave the cave and there's like more yetis.
Yeah.
Big daddy yetis there stood going, what have you done?
Right, I'll just say, okay, every time I DM and I've got like NPCs that I'm playing, I find any excuse to just kill them off. Like they just step outside, they're dead. I was like, I just
Less
can't do
character
it.
Keep track of.
Exactly. So that's why I'm like, they've stepped outside, they're dead, they're gone.
It ceased to be.
Yeah.
Well, note to
I
self,
think
whenever
it-
doing any of your one-shots, NPC leaves room, it's dead. Don't worry about it, don't think about it, don't go out that room, there's something there that's going to kill me, so let's go the other way.
They tripped on a rock, they fell, they broke their neck. Don't worry.
Final destination. But yeah, I'm up for the rest, or whatever we plan to do
Yeah.
in here.
I think if we've got the backing of the water behind us, so hopefully nothing will jump up from there. But yeah, I think if the dwarves gone out, we've not heard any cries for help or, alarms set off to say that anything's coming. It seems we've foraged, we've scavenged. Towards the purposes, we can take watch, but this seems as good a place as any to take some rest. Right.
Right.
Well, it's obviously time of day is a consideration, but also we've had a massive slog of a fight, so I don't know if we would be pretty knackered for an early night and how it's going to be kind of ruled.
Well, we can just like rest whenever we want, right? I mean, I can use
Yep.
arcade recovery, which I've forgotten exists.
Are we talking short rest
All
or
right,
long
sounds
rest
like-
here?
It sounds like we're all in for the long rest in the cave.
So after about half an hour, you've all been discussing what you're going to do. The plans are. The dwarves come back in. You can see that the first dwarf. Aldrin, he's got a pouch which he's sort of pulling tight around. He's tightening up and fastening to his belt, walking in. Ovron walks in as well beside him, and they walk up to you and they say, "We've collected our trophies." Ovron could seem to spot anything unusual out there. It does seem like they've tracked their way down the mountain. They kind of a slope heading up through the trees, but couldn't spot anything unusual, to be honest. Anyway, we managed to collect some more trophies, and he pats the pouch on his back. You hear a slight chinking noise inside. It's getting a bit late, so we might be best to hold up in here. I don't know about you lot. Till the morning and head off back to town.
Indeed.
It's a plan then. Well, we'll start setting up a fire, and they start to move in, and so Ovron was actually also carrying a little collection of sticks.
I offer my help here. I think I can very much speed up the fire creation process.
By all means.
I can provide us some nourishment for the evening. Sorry, Hezekiah.
And
A massive banquet just appears.
as you're doing that, Aldrin also pulls out a slab of meat that he's got draped across his back at the moment. Also have this bit of Yeti.
I mean, has this dwarf forgotten there's a massive Yeti behind us? We could just take some off.
Oh no, he knows
it,
that was.
it seems he's carved up some Yeti from outside.
He
as
knows
he's
that
taking-
was pregnant, so probably don't want a piece of it.
Extra plump.
That one also was hit with necrotic damage, which looked very.
He suckled the juice out of it as well.
So you'll start. You'll start settling down around the fire, eating your food, which has been summoned up, as well as smelling and watching the dwarves working on cooking up the Yeti meat. They don't seem to be sort of seasoning or anything. It's just purely cooking it like a very large steak, a huge steak on the fire. The dwarves start to talk to you and just start to just get to know you a little bit better. And Aldrin turns to you and says, "So, what are you all up the mountain for? Where are you going?"
Well, we're following some. We already said that we're hunting of our own, right? We're chasing down some dangerous individuals.
See, where have they gone then?
As far as we know, just across the bridge.
So you got no idea where they are.
Did these guys say how long the Yetis have been a problem for?
They didn't. They only said that the Yetis had. Well, they didn't know what had been taking out some of the hunters, which had been working their way around. So it's fairly recent, but not like something that's just appeared immediately as well.
Would have just been.
So what were you planning on doing once you got across the bridge? Where were you going to try and pursue them?
Really good point.
Well, the best case scenario would be that they are in the tower, the Norsewind Tower. If not, we will have to see whatever we can find and keep pursuing. What we fear is that these individuals have done work in the tower, which we believe they have done further south of here. And the south tower, South Grey Watch, the South Grey Watch. There we had found a scene of great slaughter, where many individuals, many armed, talented men, we would have to assume, were slaughtered for about a week before we had caught up to them. We fear that time is very much not necessarily on our side. We do not know how much more damage these individuals could do. Your plight was great and tremendous, and we felt that we had to go with you and help you. But we will have to set upon these foes, these fiends, as quickly as possible tomorrow.
So I'm playing catch up now. So
you have.
Obviously, in game you guys told Keck everything, so we're a week behind them roughly then, at least.
Yeah.
More or less.
So what if the tower isn't our goal? What if they're the reason the Yetis have come down the hip mountain?
Yeah,
The dwarves also remind you that you have been to the tower, and there was no sign of any.
That's the prison, though, right? Is there not something further on?
There was that tower there. Hang on, let me bring up your map for you.
Yeah, I would like to ask the dwarves, like, what might be beyond the bridge, aside from the tower, in this area? Like, where could they have gone if they were going in this direction, beyond the tower?
East Greenwich.
Well, as you go beyond Argon Bridge, you head through the Whistling Valleys, eventually passing through East Greywatch. And that's until then you reach you go down the mountain again. You can make your way to Ramaheim, the port of Ramaheim. That's where the trades come generally.
So
Are there any major settlements in the Whistling Valley?
Say that again, sorry?
Are there any major settlements in the Whistling Valley?
No, it's largely a long, stretching, winding road. You don't really have much other than trade routes through. There's a few
Would there
towns.
be? So I have two further questions. About how long would you say it would take to cross the Whistling Valley going to East Greywatch? And is there any way to communicate with those at East Greywatch from here?
You would be looking at. I can hear you. We just do this.
No. I was just saying that I can communicate. Just how we've done it before, isn't it? So I just.
You would be looking at a number of days to get to East Greywatch. It's quite a grueling trek, but it's fairly easy. It's a well-traveled path for traders. For talking to them, well, if you know someone there, you can message.
Right.
There
Here's
are
the thing. Sorry, go ahead.
There are arcane ways which we are. Those who do communicate with the watch are able to communicate, but that's generally the guard.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. We knew the name of at least one person in Herdogas, which is why we were able to communicate with them, right? But we don't know anyone in East Greywatch, as far as I know. Okay, I'll just ask these guys, I guess. Do you know the names of anyone at East Greywatch, which we would need to communicate with them?
Well, I mean, we could message back to her, Dogus, and find out, right?
I personally don't know who is in there. Generally, it's elite guards, a band of elite guards who stand watch. We have one to the east, to the south, and the west.
By any chance, would those at the East Watch be better, more elite fighters than those at the South? Because in the South, they were seemingly dismissed with very little difficulty.
Don't tell him that.
You can see that there is a little bit of upset on their faces, hearing that you don't deem the warriors in these towers to have been too strong to have overcome the foes that they encountered. But they say all the warriors chosen to stand watch these towers are generally of high level, elite, the strongest. They won't be
I do not.
mere guards. You might know them from where you come from.
Sorry, I did not mean to demean your warriors. I only meant to emphasize how incredibly dangerous these two are. That they could have done that at South Greywatch was unbelievable when we came across it. This is why we fear so much that of these two moving freely through this land.
Do you have no clues leading to where they could be heading?
It does
Uh,
sound like the ports might be.
We do, which is what I wanted to ask you about. But we've got this little riddle or thing. Woody, out of character. There was the description thing that we had a while ago, right?
Yes. You picked up in the archive tower.
Yeah. You have that to hand? Because
I would be able to bring it up.
I
Yeah.
want to ask the dwarves. Yeah, this is what I was trying to cut in and ask. Because obviously they know the area, so they might know what it's describing.
Mm-hmm. I know I've got it here somewhere.
Well, we know they're trying to take the box to the tower. No. Well,
So
they were going to take the box to the tower anyway, weren't they? If
You-
they had the box.
This might be
I
too
know.
much.
That's it. Thank you. Carry on. Sorry.
So that is the note which you were able to pick up.
Yeah.
Tower of the Lost Ark. What are you doing with that information? Sorry.
Well, I was gonna maybe describe it to the dwarves and ask if they knew what it meant or where this place could be, where the frozen cascade is, or whatever.
They stop and think. Frozen Cascade. I mean, we do have an area called Timeless Lake. It's kind of isolated. Don't really go down there. But these ancient sentinels. I wonder if that might be something I'm familiar with. Just think, trying to find the notes which I've just skipped away from.
I mean, could these ancient sentinels be, in fact, nature's sentinels of this area? such as
It,
the Yetis we have just dispatched?
No. From the book, it seems a lot more ominous.
is there a large river that has a waterfall leading to the Timeless Lake? Because it would seem that the Timeless Lake would have to be what this is referring to, but the Cascade. I'm asking the dwarves, by the way.
Yeah. 1 second. I know I've got something. There is something that rings familiar for us. So it's Sentinels. We have an area too far from here, a series of statues which are known as the Sentinels. Take a little while to get there if you were to have a look for it. Where to look for it. There's a series of statues which we have referred to as Sentinels. They are on the side of the mountain, a little bit south east of here. It's not on the road.
Could you take us there?
Or at least describe how we should go there.
Looks over and nods. We could take you. It's not an easy trek, but we can get you there. Quite a steep trek.
Yeah, I mean, we'd appreciate that.
Very much
It'll
so.
probably take a couple of hours to get there once we set out.
Truly, only a couple of hours. Okay.
But that's definitely not something we want to do. We'll have to do that in the morning.
Yeah,
Indeed.
yeah, of
What
course.
gestures of war might be that they are referring to? For a day's journey will bring us to the wall beyond gestures of war. Are the Sentinels the gestures of war?
It says follow the gestures of war for a day's journey. Hmm.
Hmm.
Maybe it is time to think on what we have learned and rest our weary bodies, and in the morning we maybe figure out the next steps after we find these sentinels.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I would be willing to take the second and third watches as we rest.
I mean, I could put my alarm across the entrance of the cave.
Indeed, it is very capable. I was thinking of something that I might be able to do. This area is rather unfamiliar, and I was thinking of going out scouting early tomorrow before the rest of us fully leave, in the form of a bird, ideally one with dark vision.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So if you want to set up for sleeping here for the night, and you're going to go in watches, who's going to take the first watch? Also, Locke, how many alarms can you use at once?
I don't think it's concentration, right? So I can just keep doing it.
Now, how long does the alarm last for as well?
8 hours.
So, partway through your sleep, you would lose your connection to the other alarm you have at the moment set up.
Wait, where do we set it up? With the
With the
horses?
For one of the prison at the prison.
Oh yeah, we should. I think that's a reminder to go get them. How late in the day is it?
You're moving into evening now. But what I would say is where the doors are suggesting you go is further off the track, and the horses, well, not horses, the chocobos and the goat were not advised to bring this far.
Mm. I can't leave. I can't lose my goat already.
You just got him.
I know. Oh. Why must you be so cruel? How far away are they from where we are?
You travelled for about an hour or so. I think it wasn't that far. It was only about.
Imagine we gotta leave this cave, head back to the roads, we'll come to the chocobos and the goat and things. But then we gotta
And I
move
put
beyond them.
in the cave.
Now, the path which you've come down here, you may be able to get them down. It'll be a bit tricky. You definitely won't be able to bring the.
What do you guys think? Before we go to bed.
Could we ask one of the dwarfs to take our stuff back to her Dogus and one of the dwarfs guide us?
I was thinking that, but I'm a bit scared that they'll die on their own.
No, we've secured the bridge now, haven't we? So should be safe enough. You know, he's got to take all his bits back and report back that things have happened.
Yeah.
At least it keeps you goats and chocobos safe.
Yeah. We'll do that then, I guess.
I mean, if they're willing to do that.
Yeah, we'll.
Yeah.
Sweet talk them.
Friends.
So the dwarves look to you as you start to bring this up. One of us can lead you to. We can have one of us head back. You have to collect animals, carts, and take it the remaining way.
Well, that's perfect, right?
Gabe,
Kind of pat Locke on the shoulder, going, "You won't be apart for long. Carl will look after your little Onyx, and you'll see him again."
Yeah, I mean, it's more that I just spent loads of money on him, to be honest.
Let's get east in the night while we're in here.
There's still a chance, isn't there?
So sleep and level up.
Yeah.
So, What is the watch setup you guys want to do?
I can go on first watch.
Yeah, we can just do it in pairs again, right?
Do we want to be smart about it and put high perception people with low perception people? And
Nah, that's metagaming.
Yeah, we don't do
Well-
that here.
that's fine. But just like,
It's like perception quality is something you can tell about people, right? Like, I'm a very high perception person. I don't know about the rest of you.
yeah, this is what I mean.
Oh.
I'm high perception. It's like, if I know that, it doesn't necessarily have like our stat sheet, but you know, if someone's not really paying attention to things as we're going through it anyway, you could assume they're low perception and be like, I'll stick with him because I seem to
I
roll a
have
bit better tonight and things.
I have one missing ear, if that helps.
We'll keep the missing ear on the side of the trap of the alert.
I'm pretty good at looking though, so
Like Mrs. Potato Head, he can hear everything that's happening where his missing ear is.
I don't even know where it is. Probably just got ocean sounds, to be honest.
Um, I'll take the second watch.
You should randomize it.
Yeah, we don't want to metagame it.
Well, I'll take the last one, so I get full sleep, and then I can sort some stuff out in the morning while I'm on watch as well.
Okay, so who's going first? Watch.
Yeah, that'd be me.
Yeah, roll your perception check. Okay. So first watch goes through. Nothing of note. You can hear noises outside of snow cracking and hear the odd twig break, but nothing seems to intrude upon the cave itself.
Okay. I'll relay that back to Ben's class, Ben's team.
Hmm?
Second watch. Roll your perception, please.
19.
Much the same.
Do you watch? I actually had an idea of a very risky thing that I could do. If I became a giant owl, I would have 4 hours of it, and I could do some nighttime scouting with it. Obviously, the falling to death fear is the number one fear, but I could do that, get back and take a short rest during the third watch, and still have my 2 wild shape charges. Do you guys think that's a good idea or too risky?
I mean, it's
Yeah. Sounds
it's cool, but
I was going to say
doing it on your
cool.
own is a bit
Yeah.
bit
You
sketch.
just do. How are you going to let us know if you're in trouble?
Yeah. Oh, his new character
Yeah,
will
so it's
arrive
like-
and tell us, I guess, right?
Yeah. So it sounds like too risky is what you guys are going for. Okay.
It's up to you at the end of the day.
Yeah, it is.
Have
I
you-
think it's
Have you had this conversation with us? If you were going to do
No.
it anyway, would you do it?
I would be. Sounds very scary. On the other hand, it sounds very cool, to do something like that. So, yeah, it's the kind of thing I'd always ask for someone's advice before jumping off on. But it sounds like you guys are with the too scary side, so I will choose not to do it. And just sit quietly around and be a good boy.
So, okay, second watch goes through perfectly fine as well, and your final watch has guys you roll a 13. You do the last watch. Okay. Well, with either of those rolls, it's you don't get interrupted. It is a peaceful night in. You all wake up after your 8 hours sleep and rest, and you've all leveled up. We're now officially level 9.
Hooray!
Really a great day.
So as you're now awake and gearing up for the day, the dwarves come together. The leader of the dwarves, these two, he decides he's going to stay with you and lead you forward. Send Oberon back to collect your animals and head back to Herdogus. And he gets ready to then start to lead you out towards the center. But that is where we will call it a night, and we'll pick up in the next game.
No.
Sweet.
Officially transfer over to the new level version.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Well, that's it for tonight, then, guys. Unless there's any
Cool.
to bring up.
No.
No,
Guess we could just do it next session.
Awesome. Okay. Brilliant. Well, thanks for the game.